All right, people of faith, let's take another walk. Let's talk on the subject of the infamous scripture, when I was a child, I spake as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Let's go into a language that we're familiar with, like music. There was some music that was called eclectic. There was some music that was called soothing. There was some music that was called expressive. Each variation of music had an outlet of a root to inject or to put or to present to a host. The host is the soul, the mind, the will, the emotion, intellect, and imagination. So when the intent of the music is when the soul hear it, each part of the soul will play a part of hearing every melody of that song to project the image. There's some music called trap music. Now, from the physical aspect of the trap music, we would talk about that's where it's the music or the anthem for darkness. I guess we could say that's a spiritual perception, but the natural, okay, all right, let's say that's the spiritual perception. The natural perception would be a catchy tune. It's like if we were to go here, you ever see a cobra dance to a flute? It's the soothing sound of the flute that sways the cobra into a trance. So music does the same thing in a like manner. It puts the soul in a trance. It's called, let's go here, it's called trap music because the soul is literally trapped into a trance. You notice the instrument that is used is hi-hats, you got a snare, and a bass drum or a kick drum. Sometimes it's an 808, and it could be amplified even higher than that. But if you notice the kick drum, it's like a thump, boom, boom, boom. That is pretty much the instrument of choice for trap music. Boom, boom, boom. The objective is to hear the instrument coming, but the impact of what the instrument does is the sound of a soul inside of a box, banging on the wall. Boom, boom, boom. The soul is trying to get out the box, but it's trapped nonetheless inside the trance, which means that being inside the trance has the soul to think this is where it belongs. There's no other qualified music, and once you're inside there, it injects this image. And if you notice, out of the trap music came a style of garment. Trap music is an anthem for to be trapped. And then they would say like trap music is like, trap, where we do our dirt, the house, where we cook it up, we do whatever that it is. A dungeon, trap, whatever, how you want to call it, is all the same. That's for the blind. Because if they could see, they would never enter into a trap situation. It's deception nonetheless. The person who called it trap music was deceived. Boom, 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 boom. Now what does that say to you? boom, 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 boom. What did that say to you? That 808 or that thump, kick drum, just spoke a language. Boom, 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 boom. What did that just say? You'll hear more trap music than any other music there is. And you wonder why there's problems. From every generation that has been, music has been the headliner, has been as in some cases they would say it would be the Pied Piper. It leads the charge. Music. Music is the influential piece, masterpiece. If it's done correctly, it will be used for prosperity. But if it's used incorrectly, it's a demise, it's a destruction, it's a destructive piece. Boom, 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 boom. I said it to say, when I was a child, I listened to rap music, or I listened to music that was going to tell me how to basically picture a woman in a certain way. Nothing for her to be prosperous about, but something to destroy her, right? But when I became a man, I done away with rap music, because rap music is basically it's talking about something that I don't have no recollection about. I have no understanding with. If you go from the natural to the spirit, how can you relate with any artist that is basically trapping you inside an image for you to get something materialistic? How have you produced? Now, example, on my street come down now. I mean, somebody riding down my street now. Hear it? Boom, doom, 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 boom, 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 boom. Same music. Everybody's playing that same tune. Everybody's playing that bass line, and it's telling the story. The artist is not saying anything, but the artist. I'll give you this. The artist is saying this. What the bass line is telling them to say. The artist has to feel the melody, but the melody feeds the artist the lyrics. It opens up them to a dimension of their soul, and it tells a story from this dark dimension. Now, person says that's a bit out there, whatever. Research your music. Just listen to the music. If you can, if you can separate, if you can discern, listen to the music. Music has always been the headline, the front line, the drill sergeant to lead the charge. Back in the golden age of wars, that would lead the charge, right? Let you know that we are coming. Now we hear boom, do-do-do-dum, boom, 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 boom. That's leading the charge. But that's the charge of a sword of darkness, of deception. And that is a recruitment tool of the army of deception for the great grand war. We are literally, let's say it this way, there's literally a line in the sand, and we are literally picking a side. Either we're going to be for good, or we're going to be for evil. Either we're going to be for God's truth, or we're going to be for Satan's deception. There's literally a line in the sand. All right, people of faith, you are the blessed. Let's be the blessing. Let's keep walking.